the heart review.
I'm looking at showtimes now because I'm getting Banshees and Triangle of Sadness at my indie theater this weekend.
Both good movies.
So I'm thinking.
Well, I haven't seen Banshees yet. I'm seeing that this weekend. But we all have seen is...
I might have to see Decision to Leave, though.
Never mind. I was going to do a Cash and Andor plug. But anyways, cool.
Huh? Nathan, introduce the show, damn it.
Yeah, transition.
Why are we live?
We're the transition master.
You know we are.
You know we are.
Hey. Ring the bell. To my shock, I can actually talk during this. I didn't realize that. I can unmute anytime I wanted. What's going on? Welcome to episode number 77 of Hyperspace Hype. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another episode of Andor. Joining me, we have Carson.
1977, Glup shit. Oh, holy shit.
Where? What? All right. Oh, fuck. You're right. Damn it. I should have. Fuck.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Some bitch.
Star Wars released in 1977. Where were you?
77.
I was dead.
I was alive. I was not alive. I wasn't made yet.
Yeah, that's deep.
I was dust in the wind. Anywho, yeah, good. Good to be back. Talking Star Wars. We continue to just have an amazing TV week every single week. So I'm excited to talk about this episode. Especially the ending is so fun. And what else? Do we have any? The Acolyte is starting to film, it looks like. Some other news. We reviewed Tales of the Jedi last week, so that's out of the way. What else?
Come over to me, Nathan.
Yeah. He's got the goods.
I was gonna say, hey guys, glad to be here. Never been on the show before. I'm so happy to be here. So last week we didn't have a chance to talk about the Damon Lindelof Star Wars film because we had so much Tales and Andor to talk about. So we can talk about the Damon Lindelof movie in production, some Kathleen Kennedy stuff to talk about, and then of course, like Carson was saying, Acolyte stuff started filming as well. So yeah. Also, I never told you guys about Path of Deceit, the first High Republic books. I can give a quick 2-minute diatribe about that book.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Nathan's good. Okay. You're not. You're lying.
No, absolutely. No, absolutely.
Hold me back.
Hold me back.
I had a student saying, "Hold me back, Mr. Harris. Hold me back." I'm like, stop.
Go, do it. I dare you.
Sometimes I'm like, I just want to let them go.
Throw them in.
Yeah, it's crazy. Teaching is hard.
Bro, Decision to Leave is down to one showtime per day. It's definitely going to be the last weekend it's there.
But it's not I
gotta go.
Oh, no.
That's crazy.
I gotta go.
Oh, my God. What was that one indie movie last year?
I think I have showtimes for Decision to Leave.
Wow, even New Jersey?
All right. Why?
Cincinnati is like the hub. It's the queen of the West.
The West?
Who?
The East? Midwest?
It was
Mid?
Back in the 1800s, queen of the West.
Do I have Decision?
Cincinnati history. Welcome. Back when Cincinnati was as far west as you could go.
I do have the Banshees of... Triangle of Sadness. I have.
Most leaders should have Triangle and Banshees this weekend.
I have Decision to Leave. Yeah, 2 showtimes.
Wow, 2 more than me.
I missed tonight's showing of Godzilla against Mechagodzilla.
I love that one.
Only day it's showing. Don't fucking lie to me. Don't you fucking dare. You fuck. I'm kidding.
Nathan's riled up tonight.
I know, jeez. Something's
sorry.
in the way.
Something snapped in these 8 days straight of working.
Somebody got to a topic before.
I know, yeah.
Please, Evan, you're gonna have to lead me through these because I'm.
Oh, I was gonna have you help me out. I've only seen episode 1.
Well, all right, fine.
You saw it today.
Is
Andor.
that today? Yeah.
Episode 9, titled "Nobody's Listening," directed again by Toby Haynes, written by I think Gilroy. We are in part 2 of our prison epic, our prison arc. On Narkina 5, and I'm loving this episode. I love this episode in general, just overall thoughts. I thought this was fantastic.
Oh, yes.
It's a great build up from or great continuation of what we got last week, where all our storylines continue to converge, even more so in this week with the new cousin reveal. We got some good Dedra and Cyril content again. Their storylines continue to get very interesting. And then Narkina 5 has some surprises in that last 2 minutes, which was super cool. So I love this episode.
What happened on 2?
Oh yeah, exactly. What happened on 2?
We'll get there. But
Yeah,
first,
where do we start here?
The interrogation of Bix.
Oh, this shit is dark.
Dark.
Not only is it just, I decided they weren't gonna. I thought it was just gonna be some torture device. No. We recorded our colonization mission.
And we isolated the track of the children.
We got that shit in stereo audio for you. Let's just roll that back.
God, this is the worst. This is the worst 10-hour loop sleep video I've ever imagined.
There's no sleep.
There's no sleep.
That's
no rest.
Terrifying. I mean, I
It's
can't
so
even fathom. And I love the directorial choice to not, or maybe it's in the writing the script, to not have it heard by us.
Yeah,
it's just like
it's
the thoughts.
The unknown is way more scary here.
Oh
yeah. Letting your imagination fill in the gaps. And you know, being on the internet in our time, I'm sure we've encountered some fucked up shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you can only imagine. I think this show has definitely been the biggest depiction of how fucking awful the Empire truly is, man.
That's a great point, Nathan. Because my favorite Star Wars show continues to be Star Wars Rebels, but of course that was aimed towards to 12-year-olds. It's a younger audience than Andor, and it's in the similar era as Andor, where you're going against the Empire every episode or so, every arc. The Empire is doing something really crazy, and the Rebels have to do something about it. But we never saw like the dark depiction, of course.
It's such a stark contrast of being like, oh, we're spray painting the TIE fighter, catch me.
Yeah. To this, where we're hearing the death of children in this interrogation. And we've seen interrogations before in a way, like in Empire. I always think of Empire, which is still known as like this dark movie with some funny moments. One of the darker scenes in Empire is when Han's getting tortured and you just hear, it's just like, oh my God.
And just later, like, they didn't even ask me any questions. They didn't even ask me
any questions. Ooh.
Which is definitely like a setup of like, okay, so yes, they are like this.
They are evil people.
This instance, though, had a mirroring of A New Hope when Leia is getting interrogated by the Mind Probe, but they cut away with the door shot. They do the same door shot, but we hear Bix screaming, and it's more disturbing.
So cool how they paralleled that, right? Where the door closes, they pan or tilt down.
Like just slam down with the door and follow the officer walking.
Perfect.
And then matching her screams into the deafening sound of the drill back in Narkina 5.
Yeah. Perfect transition. The editing of the show is just so fucking good. But yeah, this whole interrogation scene, again, it's so fascinating how the show managed to have us root for Dedra. Even the actress, I think Denise is her name, talked about it, how people were rooting for Dedra as we were supposed to during her rise to power against Blevin. Because Blevin was like the a-hole and she's like the only woman in the workforce, and you're already automatically rooting for her because of that, but also because of her, because she's right. Like a lot of her stuff was that she was right. It's an announcement. We need to check down on these rebels. And even though we like Andor and them, she was right to say like the Empire is being, the ISB is being way too lax here. But now that she's in power, she's hurting the people that we love, like Bix. And this whole scene is just heartbreaking to watch because she already has that responsibility that she feels towards Pac's father. who was previously interrogated and spilled the beans on her, and now he might get it hanged. Which is
What's
crazy.
left of him mentally?
Yeah, because he probably got the same.
God, that guy was so passionate. He's like, I want to. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, why?
Now they
you
fried his brain.
monster. They all get drunk, and the doctor guy is like talking about how like proud he is of like that mission and like how cool his
Yeah.
little interrogation thing is.
It's so unnerving how like casual he is about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I want him hanged, and yeah, we could probably do that Monday at 8 o'clock when I'm free. I think after that. I
Yeah, let me just fit that into my schedule.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, like so if he does eventually get hanged, that's gonna be, wow, Big's gonna even spiral down even more.
I think he is confirmed going to be hanged in the square for sure. Like
God
it was
dang.
instant approval.
Yeah.
God, it's so awful, and just more with her character later in working with the Imperials, just showcase even more horrific nature. They found some sort of lead, but to cover their tracks, they're like staging an accident of a crash ship and trying to frame it the best they could to like wipe the Empire.
God.
Let's jump over to that. Let's stick with Dedra here because that was a very interesting thing here. We'll jump around for Dedra because we also have to go back to her Cyril thing. But let's talk about because that was a lot. I took a lot of notes. I literally went back to watch this specific scene because there was a lot of information revealed here.
Right.
Last week, at the end of last week's episode, we saw Luthen travel to some unknown planet. I forget the name now. To talk to Saul Guerrera. And we talked about it a lot last week, how Luthen was the guy saying we need to sever these relationships. But then he also he's telling Saul that you need to connect with this guy named Anto Krieger. And Saul scoffed at him and was like, no, I don't need to connect with Anto Krieger. He's an a-hole, basically. I'm right. Everybody else is lost. I'm not going to waste my men on this Spellhouse power plant. And we were like, is this going to be referenced again, or is this just a way for us, the audience, to see that Saul is enclosed with other rebels, aka Luthen? But it is referenced again here. We don't see them visually, but it is referenced verbally. While the ISB, again, they're tracking down on this technology, this stolen Imperial tech, and they got a hit when Dedra catches, or the ISB catches, a random pilot who's going to a planet called Kafrene. Was captured doing a routine checkup using masking Imperial technology, which of course masks their ship as they head to
So it
docking
was
station.
consequently stolen from their Luthen's or whoever's rebel cell and used for
and then used for the rebels again.
rebel
So
purposes.
the pilot was tortured by Dr. Gorst, or I shouldn't say tortured, interviewed by Dr. Gorst. Like, they're like, how did the interview go? Oh, it's great. He revealed all the information. I'm like, that's it. But yeah, so Dr. Gorst, this pilot is one of Anto Krieger's group. Again, mentioned by Luthen last week. The pilot immediately caved and told the ISB there's a raid planned for Spellhouse Imperial power plant. They're like, wow, okay, that's a lot of information. What do we do with it? And Dedra says, we could kill the pilot, make it look like a mechanical issue, drift it into traffic on its way to Kafrene, where the pilot was already heading. That is because they don't want to release the pilot to go back to the rebel cell because then they'll be found out. But they also don't want to kill the pilot because then they'll lose their lead. So how do you really do it? So they decided to kill the pilot, but leave him on the ship, make it look like a mechanical issue. That way the ship is led back into the rebel hands.
Basically to not tip off the rebels.
Exactly. Do not tip off the rebels. Do not tip off Anto Krieger. They want him to be completely surprised. And Partagas is like, great plan, Dedra. Let's stick with that. So maybe you might see this plan go to action next week. Or maybe, again, it just might be a verbal thing that, hey, we did this thing. This is what happened. So, yeah, very interesting. I still don't know if we'll actually see the Spellhouse thing. Because episode 10 is going to be, of course, a big Prison Break episode. So we shall see.
I hear.
Yeah, I hear. And then what I have here. That's kind of the end of the conversation. They don't want to spook Krieger, and they're going to do what they will with the pilot. But again, it's just like Nathan said, it's showing Dedra's dark tactics within the ISB. They are, as Big said, the worst of the worst. of the Empire, and I like how we're really visually and verbally seeing how they're just terrible people, because they're doing all these things in the name of like peace and security, but they just want power, as all ISB members and Imperial members do.
Yeah.
Power corrupts, and we're seeing it in real time, even for characters that we're like, oh, what's going on here with this character? They were right about this, like you said with Dedra, and then all of a sudden we see her maniacally torture somebody, and you're like, yeah, this is not great, Bob.
Not great, Bob. So going back, sticking with Dedra though, she's on her way to work one rainy Coruscant day. And she runs
and the incel himself jumps out, stalking. He's literally stalking her, dude.
Yeah,
this is so
he's
creepy.
Desperate.
Do we have like some of the lines that he was saying to her?
He goes, you showing me that you also realized how Cassian Andor was dangerous made me realize that there's justice, and I'm like motivated to live now because of you. like what?
And then she says something like, have you been following me every day? And he's like,
most days I check by. Like,
he comes to check to see if he can see you. Oh God.
Like, yo, that was not good, Bob. Not
Is
great.
This the Joker of the Star Wars.
He also gets promoted. I guess he got promoted.
Yes, first thing off, I think he says like, "I just want to."
Did you? Did you?
Thank you for giving me that promotion. She's like, I didn't really have anything to do with it. And he's like, that's not what my boss seems to think. And then he goes into what Carson said, like, I want to thank you for being like, basically like, we're on the same page here. I know that, and I know that Andor is like super involved. I know that you're doing things that are on the same motivations as me. And he's like, I'm so glad you gave me like a purpose in life. And I love how we can now track back to some of the serial scenes when he's talking to his mother, or when he's in his apartment looking at that hologram of Andor, or when he's in his apartment looking at the last bit of light from Coruscant fade away. I think he's thinking like, oh great, I'm losing my purpose in life. I was right, and now I'm relegated to sitting here with my mom or sitting here in this dark apartment. But now that he saw the light, literal light in that big bright room with Dedra last week with the interrogation, and he smiled after that. We're like, why is he smiling? Is he happy that he's finally having some kind of confirmation that what he did was right? And it kind of is it tracks where it's like he was smiling because he now has a purpose in life again. He lost it even though he knew he was right, but with Dedra coming into it and confirming his suspicions even more so, he now has a new purpose in living, which is just so warped. Because he blames Andor for everything that has been going on wrong for him, even though this mostly had to do with himself and the way he functions within the Empire. But he's putting all his blame on Andor, and he's putting all his love in Dedra. And it's just very fascinating.
What's in his private box?
Oh yeah, what's in his private box too?
What's in the box?
Great stuff with his mom. It was just awesome.
Gosh, and the way she turns the moment he tells her about the promotion, I'm just like, what the these people are insane. Man, I was shook during, and he's just eating his cereal again, and cereal.
She's so happy she pours him more cereal.
Yeah, she's like, take the little bits.
It's like, okay. I'll eat my crunch berries, thank you.
Crunch berries.
Look at him.
Do we have the name for those?
Crunch berries.
I wonder what he's actually eating on set. Like what kind of cereal?
I swear to God, it's crunch berries.
Is it crunch berries?
They look like it. Just
I like.
Any generic.
I don't know if this was intentional, but there was like one piece that like fell off, and then he like picked it up and like looked at it, sort of like.
What was the point of that?
Just like like he doesn't matter. Like he's just one of a million pieces of cereal. But then simultaneously he doubles down on it, and he's like, "Well, I'm gonna make the most of it, and I have purpose now because Cassian Andor is still out there." Da 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 da.
That's deep.
Yeah. All from the cereal.
All from cereal.
He throws it back in the bowl, and it does a little bounce, and is he gonna bounce back out of the system?
He's gonna bounce back.
Is it all a metaphor?
We can do 5 pages on cereal. Oh my gosh. So much to dig through this cereal. We could do a cereal podcast.
Is the cereal in the fifth? Oh, fucking A.
It is, yeah. But yeah, you can tell that Dedra was kind of spooked by that whole conversation. She comes
As
back and
she
she's
should.
She goes to walk away and he grabs her arm.
Yeah.
that was even worse. I'm like, oh man,
Like, you are full stalker, dude. Like,
and it's so meta because like in modern times you can definitely see like what do they call it again? Man speak when you're speaking over a woman.
Mansplain.
Mansplain.
Yeah.
Manspeak. Mansplain when you're like speaking over somebody. It's like,
My
don't
favorite
wait,
language.
I'm still talking to you. Like, you have to believe me. I love you, basically. Like, I really appreciate what you've done for me. We're on the same page. Please. Basically, he's pleading for her to let him like work for her. I think, right? Like, he's trying to tell her like we should continue to work together. And she's like, get out of my face. I don't want to see you again. Do you realize who you're talking to? But part of me is like, she's obviously freaked by this conversation. She goes back and her attendant, her assistant is like, are you okay? We have work to do. And she's like, yeah, I'm just catching breath. I'm very curious to see, now that she's spooked by this, will she pursue him again when she needs him? Because she obviously now realized that she has the upper hand against him, like in terms of influence. Like, she can influence him however the way she wants now. She has a lot of power over him because of his obsession with her and Andor, or her through Andor. So
do we think that he, like, what is the end game for him this season? Do you think he's gonna like end up leaving the job and officially going like rogue against Cassian? Is he gonna get somehow back in the game with the ISB?
I think the ISB pulls him. I still think the theory tracks that the ISB is going to pull him in, despite this. Like I was saying, despite the rough conversation they just had here, I think
I think he has to find something out. I think he's gonna find out that Cassian's in prison. I think he's gonna be the
impossible.
He himself gets thrown in prison and sees Cassian.
That'd be funny as hell.
That would be interesting. No,
you probably go to a completely different prison.
We don't have enough time. We're trying to break out.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Can you imagine the prison arc carries to the finale?
No way. We're breaking out next episode.
I know.
We're breaking out in episode 10, and then 11 and 12 are 2-part finale.
That's what we said.
Whoa.
Wait, do we? How many episodes? What is it, episode 9 or episode 10 this week?
9.
It was 9.
Prison Break 10, 2-part finale, 11 12.
For some reason, I thought we already had 10.
Surprise 13th episode.
Please. It just keeps on going. 24 episodes
so
of
we
Andor.
only have 3 more weeks of Andor.
Yeah, unfortunately. My dad's finally going to start watching the show, by the way.
Let's go.
Lot to binge now.
Yeah.
9 hours.
He's like, I'll take my time with it. I'm like, you'll love it.
It's so nice that they've all been consistently like 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, consistently long episodes. We just get so much character, juicy context. There's no wasted scene in this series at all.
So much that would have been cut back in the day.
Exactly. There's literally like after Dedra has a conversation with Cyril, there's a shot of Bix like just breathing, and then they cut away to another scene. Like just the scene was just her breathing, and they cut away again. I'm like, that's just great stuff. The show just bounces through each storyline
so well, bouncing around.
Like there was no dialogue, but we still had it. Like in other shows, that would be a deleted scene, but we're just still seeing that. Hey, the show is telling us that Bix is continuing to get tortured. She's still like
she went through 2 rounds of it or whatever.
Yeah, she's still like struggling.
And we don't see her break. We just learn that she did.
God,
from the information in the scene.
From the information that she tells us, and I'm the same way. I'm spilling the beans on everything. Granted, she still doesn't know much, but the Empire, the ISB can piece it together basically. But man, that was an intense scene. But yeah, the Dedra's stuff is very interesting. Where do you guys think Dedra goes next week? They still can't track Andor. That's their main mission. They can't track Luthen.
I think they get a lead on something. They have to.
Oh, I mean, yeah, they probably.
And I think it's going to be a race against the clock for this lead or whatever. I don't know what's going to happen necessarily, but I think they're going to be chasing down someone or something, and it's going to cross paths with Cassian somehow.
I think they get a success via the Anto Krieger group.
Yeah,
they nail it. They nail that group, and they track that.
Yeah, and that's what
Luthen,
falls.
Or to Saul, one of the rebels.
I want to see. Like, it'd be cool if. Does Dedra see Cassian this season? Like, do they come face to face? Because that's going to be spooky.
On Ferrix, yes.
On Ferrix.
When he returns to Ferrix.
Oh, fuck.
She does.
Because they're watching his mom.
Yeah, they're keeping tabs.
Oh, let's bring that up. They're underestimating Marva.
Underestimate?
Yeah, because they're like, yeah, they're underestimating her because they said like, what about the mother? They're like, oh, just leave her in the house. She won't do anything. Like, we'll just keep tabs on her because we know her and Cassian exchange messages maybe.
Yeah,
And
they think they're in contact. But
and
also she's ill.
She's ill, true, but they're not doing anything about it. And we learned last week that Marva was the one that revealed to the audience and to Bix and Brazo, whatever his name is, that there's a tunnel underneath the hotel that will play a part in the finale. If Marva continues to like talk about that, yeah, Chekhov's tunnel. Tunnel's gonna, open up, and maybe that's how Cassian gets back into the city. Maybe that's how the rebels get back into.
Is she gonna die on the same street?
Oh, she's still dead.
That
she's
the
still
husband
dead.
died on.
Oh, Clem.
Oh
God.
And then they're gonna loop it back to like she was scared to go out, but now she's triumphantly going out against the Empire.
Is Marva our Uncle Ben?
There's so many Uncle Bens in the show.
I don't want to lose her, but they're teeing it up.
They're teeing it up so bad. I think Cassian loses Marva in season 1 finale, and he loses Luthen in the season 2 finale.
Man.
Well, because I definitely think Marva will play a big role. We saw her being that galvanizer, even in small form last week, as we saw Big still caring for her, even though Cassian's gone.
A minor hope that they get her off and she gets to go. But that's the other thing. Cassian doesn't have any of his money unless it's like in an account.
Well, it's in that box above the shower back on the planet.
Not all of it, though. Was it all of it?
Probably.
Why wouldn't he?
He was like slowly counting rationing.
Yeah. No, I didn't know.
I assumed he kept his stash. Maybe the girl found it.
That would suck. She ditching him.
Yeah, there's no way it's still there.
Yeah, I doubt it.
And there's no way he's even gonna go back there.
Nah. Wait, where does he go from here? Like, I remember last week or 2 weeks ago, I theorized that Vel was going to go eventually find Cassian because her job is to still assassinate him. Same for Cinta. Their job is still to assassinate Cassian. Yep. That'll eventually change, of course. But when do they realize that, hey, there's a huge prison break? Are they going to be the ones to rescue Cassian, a la Ron saving Harry in Chamber of Secrets? I don't know.
What's going to happen with Mon Mothma? Is she going to get caught by episode 12? I'm worried.
That Senate scene was fucking awful, man.
Yeah.
For her.
Boo.
Everyone's shutting off their lights, fucking chattering over. I hate this.
I never felt so connected to a character. I'm like, this is me in a classroom. You're talking, people are just talking over you. Shut up, let him speak, or shut up, let her speak. It's like,
what is she proposing?
What is she proposing?
But then there are some people who are yelling, who are just like, yeah, listen, she's right.
I called it. Yeah. I called it. I knew the dad was going to so down, like, oh, that's like their old boyfriend or something. And the stupid daughter is like, her old boyfriend. Shut up.
Dang.
She's all on. She goes, Dad lets me do whatever I want. Shut up. You have no idea how much your mom does.
Spoiled no idea. She's been in this fight since she was 15.
But the scenes with the daughter and Vel coming to the apartment where Peak
that was wild. Did you get
sneaking around? Oh, I didn't expect that.
Her to be a cousin?
No, and I believe she actually is.
I think so too.
Based on their exchange at the end.
When she was in the limousine after the crazy Senate meeting, and the guy was like, "Oh yeah, your cousin's here." I assumed it was like, "Oh, is Luthen at her place?" I was like, "A la cousin or just a new character?"
Like codename.
But no, I mean it's Vel. Wow, I mean,
wow,
it makes sense.
They teed up the spoiled rich girl aspect.
Yep.
Background.
So and now they're sort of hot on her trail, and she's got to go back to Chandrila to sort of lay low for a bit.
Be a Bruce Wayne, not the Batman.
Is that where she's going? That's where she told the family.
No, that's where she's going.
Okay. I didn't know if she's going back to Ferrix or not.
No.
You don't think she's gonna? You think she'll go to Chandrila then just pop back to Ferrix?
Whenever Cinta contacts her.
Whenever the plot demands it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because she can't stay on Ferrix right now.
No, it's too hot. I mean, just book another room. Anyways,
Huh.
yeah, I just love that reveal so much. Seeing Vel and Mon share their common I don't know how to
Stress.
say it. Yes, yeah, great word. Yeah, their common stress because last week Vel, unfortunately, so was like told by Cinta like our relationship comes second.
Last.
We get everything that remains. Our rebellion comes first, and we get what we remain. And Vel took that in, even though she wasn't really comfortable with it. She was like, "Okay, I'll head off." And then you get the sad Vel on the train. I'm like, "This sucks." And then she's here now, and she's telling Mon, who's also sharing the same stress, that like, are we doing the right thing? And Vel was like, yes, like the rebellion comes first. We take what we can get after that, which I think she's regurgitating what Cinta said, even though she doesn't really believe it herself.
Yeah.
I think she's trying to force herself to believe it. But I really don't think that's what she believes. Given what
and then the breakfast scene, of course, and then the husband's like, "Oh, you aren't married yet." It's like, shut up. And like, she doesn't like guys. Let it be.
That was comedy.
Wow.
Perrin is peak asshole. Like
he is.
He is playing the asshole character so well. It's subtle, but not subtle. Where everybody knows he's an a-hole besides like the daughter probably. It's just very funny. Yeah, do you have a widow or do you have any husband yet? And she's like, no. It's like,
no, I'm good, dog.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't really decide with that.
No good ones left.
No good ones left. Ding, 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 because you're an a-hole. And then he's like, well, you're a bit too old. And I'm like, old? She's like 30 something. What are you talking about?
My man, you are how old yourself?
Yeah, he's like at least 50. I mean, sorry she didn't get married when she was 15. Come on now.
Not like this.
That was just hilarious. And then just the looks that Mom was giving, of course, we've seen all the memes already on Twitter. But the looks that Mom is giving, because he probably already blatantly knows that Vel is gay, and that Vel has other important things to do. And then Perrin has the nerve to say, like, at least you're not political. Like, political people are starting to get very boring or tedious.
Glance over
at his own wife. I'm like, are you calling your own wife tedious? Like, what is going on?
Why are you all here?
Why are you like this? Exactly. And then Vel was like, well, you'll find that I'm not people don't really call me tedious because, of course, she's a rebel. There's a lot of great, like, back and forth jabs and uncomfortable attitudes here. And then, like you guys said, when the daughter was like, oh, yeah, Take Home has been coming around, Mom's ex-boyfriend. And Mom's like, what? I mean, we dated in grade school. And
not even dated, just we were friends.
We just went to grade school together.
Yeah. We just coexisted in our reality.
So it tracks that, like, Perrin and even the daughter now is, like, thinking there's something deeper with their relationship, which I think is going to be stressed out again in this next episode. Just even more. So, yeah.
Everything is starting to just accelerate, and I'm really stressed for these last 3 episodes.
This show is so compelling about being so thrilling without actually having, like, designated, like, proper action.
We don't get the
we don't need it though
words.
because it's
you're right.
Everybody is like, everything is happening and nothing is happening.
Everything's winding up and we're just waiting for everything to snap.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what's so
like
perfect about this first
string.
season, because I'm sure the second season is going to be even more just crazy, I think.
Yeah. Oh, I think so too. The dialogue is just so powerful and just like so riveting. Like I'm always like, at the edge of my seat. They could be talking about like, oh, we'll get to it, like the whole Mon losing money and having to get a loan.
Like, go boy, go be a spoiled rich girl right now. Like
go be a spoiled rich girl. Like, fulfill your role that people see you as.
Bruce Wayne.
And it was so interesting that Vel leaves, and again, she's playing that spoiled rich girl. I got to go back home, whatever, to my family. But when she leaves and Mon is just left alone, and you get that wide shot with her just like hanging her head down, and she's just she's burdened, man. Like, she has so much stress that she's dealing with financially, stuff with her family.
Yeah, we get the other scene with that they're having trouble moving the 400,000, and it's basically the ultimatum: you need to see this shady banker guy now, otherwise you're gonna get audited, and the money is straight up not moving.
Yeah, I took the notes on this because it was some complicated economical stuff. But yeah, so Mon plans on making further donations, just a way to hide her money to Tacoma. But Tay says they can't all remain hidden, especially when we have larger deposits. And we're going to need a larger deposit in order to keep everything hidden in a way. We need a loan, basically.
Yep.
And she's like, well, I don't have that kind of money. Well, where do I get the money from? She's Tay's like, well, we need somebody from Tangela who's a banker with a big enough business that you getting a loan from them
Or a blip.
are a blip. You wouldn't be too suspicious. You're just a senator. This isn't new. And she's like, who are you thinking of? Because you already kind of...
Yo, he already knew. Yeah,
You already
he was
know.
like- the guy's there, and that's the other thing. He's like downstairs or wherever. They're going to meet him now.
Yeah.
He's
And
coming
like,
to her house.
He's coming to her house, and the guy's name is Davos Golden. And Mon immediately...
It already sounds sketchy. Ooh.
Yeah. Not a fan, Bob. She immediately says he's a thug. And I got parallels to last week where Luthen's talking to Saul, like, hey, talk to Anto Krieger, and then Saul's like, no, he's I can't be meeting with him. I'm not willing to, basically Saul's saying, I'm not willing to do that for my goals. And
No sale today, Luthen.
exactly. And now we see Mon here in a similar position where she's talking to Tay, and Tay's like, you have to do this for the rebellion in order to continue hiding money and financially supporting your goals. And Mon, like Saul, immediately scoffs at this notion, and she's like, I can't do this. He's a thug. So the question that's being posed here 2 episodes in a row, what are you willing to do for the rebellion? What are you willing to do? What moral compromises are you willing to make to further your goals? We know Saul is not the kind of compromise kind of guy, but Mon is. I think Mon's willing to do what she has to do for the rebellion. Not necessarily anything super, like, we got to kill. She's not like that verge yet. But I think having a meeting with a thug is something that she doesn't want to do, but something she's going to have to compromise on.
It's so fascinating because we're seeing the absolute lengths that the Imperials are willing to go to just to do certain things. And we're also seeing our heroes sort of have to crack and bend in a certain way. Otherwise, they're not able to keep pace with the oppression of the Empire. And it's tragic in that sense. But also, it's sort of like they're going to have to do something and cut corners and make compromises because it can't just exist like this as is. And they can't just talk about it. They have to keep doing shit. And I love that they keep getting pushed over the line just a little bit. They keep getting every episode. They just keep getting pushed a little bit to do something.
That's a great point, Carson. Like Luthen said, like oppression breeds rebellion. And they're choking them so slowly. He said, I think in one of the episodes, like they're choking us so slowly we didn't even realize it. And right now, they're starting to realize it because the Empire is cracking down with the whole PORD after
Porg. I always think Porg.
After Porg.
That would have been hilarious if the acronym was Porg. Instead of directive, it was guidance.
The Porg directive. But yeah, now we physically, like, we can totally see Luthen, Saul, Mon getting pushed over the edge.
Yeah.
It's just very interesting.
And it makes them realize that they need to find more commonality quickly. Otherwise, it's not going to work.
As we talked about, that Venn diagram, Mon, Luthen, Saul, they need to come together. We know Saul eventually...
Come together!
Saul eventually, like, sticks to himself, but Mon, Mon is the one
the glue.
The glue to galvanize people. Luthen's probably dead by that point, unfortunately.
Fuck.
But
He's done. He's dead.
Man, he's dead.
Where's he in Rogue One? But for real.
Yeah. It's a big galaxy.
No, not when the whole Rebel Alliance is there.
I know.
It's a big galaxy.
It's the whole notion of like, well, he wasn't created yet, so.
I mean, I guess also they did send literally everybody to Scarif, didn't they?
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Don't let him be on Scarif. I don't want Luthen to go out like that.
Yeah, he got that nice ship though. He could retrofit that. It's probably got some firepower on it.
Yeah.
He was with Hera. You don't know.
That'd be awesome. Was that the last Mon scene, by the way?
Yes. The only other one was...
We talked about the Senate stuff. She's not getting listened to.
She says goodbye to Vel.
Yeah, she says goodbye to Vel.
To that scene.
I just really like Vel, by the way. Vel is just such a great character.
Yeah, and I didn't...
Oh, yeah.
I didn't... Like, she's grown on me every episode, and like, the hesitation during the heist, like, all that stuff, it's so good. And then especially how much she cared for who
Cinta,
died?
Nemec.
Nemec.
She
Poor
was the last
Nemec.
one. Yeah.
So you can tell she truly does care about people, and
She's
sort of
definitely
apprehensive of all these methods that are going on. And she's sort of like, sort of like a audience surrogate in the sense that she's overwhelmed completely in a lot of the scenarios. She's caught in the middle, caught in the crosshairs of whether it's two different lives that she's having to live, whether it's that all the decisions. She sort of had to like put on the guise of like being the leader of that mission, even though we know she's insecure and having to deal with everything. It's just a really great character, and I hope we don't lose her either.
Yeah. Apparently, she's getting a Black Series figure too. By the way.
Hell yeah!
Let's go.
It's really cool.
She deserves it.
Everybody.
Let them kiss. Let them kiss. In that
Let them
12,
kiss.
I don't know.
Please.
Godzilla versus Kong. Let them kiss.
Let them fight. But yeah, I think that's about it for Mon. We didn't see Luthen at all this week, or Clea, right?
No. Nope.
No.
None at all this week.
They were not.
We saw more from Mon and Tay. We talked about Dedra and Cyril.
I think we have covered every basis but
Cassian.
our boy.
You talk everything about Cyril. What was he talking about with his mom? Again?
Yeah, we talked about it.
Went through his box.
Went through his box.
What's in it?
What's in his box? You have toys?
I don't know.
Some toys, you don't know.
Maybe like information or something from
Power
the
converters.
Empire.
Nobody picked up what I laid down.
What's that?
Nothing.
I got it. Don't worry. I just
I'm
did not
sorry.
want to bring it up again.
I'll leave him innocent. But yeah,
Our boy.
our son, our grandpa.
This shit is so sad. This
This
episode.
episode.
First of all, we got the old guy just like
Olaf.
Trying
literally
his
falling
best.
apart on the floor, and they're trying to like, and also we see Cassian like sort of like he's breaking down the bathroom panel, like he's starting to like he's still very motivated to escape, obviously, but
Yeah.
the one sort of thing in his plan that's not really working is we need Kino on board.
Yeah, he knows more.
He knows more. He understands more. He can command people to help.
Yeah.
And we watch him slowly slip in this episode. And I love the no one's listening scene. One of my favorite scenes in the episode.
Yeah.
Where essentially like, it's like, well, why can't we just talk? Because anytime anyone says anything sort of like anti-Empire, Kino's like, shut your mouth. We got 100. I got 70 shifts left. Blah 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 blah.
On program.
But we see just like the anxiety and the seeds of doubt throughout the episodes. They're trying to do the sign language and get through. They're sort of like they know something is wrong because they're stuck in the hallway after their shift or before their shift and nothing's moving because obviously they're dealing with newsflash 150 dead bodies or whatever.
Yeah.
On level 2
4.
because spoiler, we find out that someone
prisoner.
got released, but then
They were
figured out-
released from level 4, but then cycled back into level 2.
and everybody found out, and so
They're like, hey, that's Johnny. We saw Johnny yesterday.
yeah,
Hey, well, what are you showing
What are
me?
you showing me?
and so in
Yeah.
true Empire fashion, they decide to fry everybody without warning because they can't have the rumors spread. Otherwise, there could be an uprising. Which is just horrifying.
Wow. Yeah.
Man.
So much there. That whole reveal, I'll start from the back. That whole reveal is just fascinating. 'Cause
Yeah,
whole
and the
time-
way like no information moves in this thing.
It's similar to us as the audience. We have no idea what's going on here. We're
Yeah.
just as clueless as Andor and Kino and them.
Yeah.
So we're all
God, Andy
stressed.
Serkis is so good. You can just see him like starting to slip, and just those scenes where they're in line. He's like sort of just trying to convince Kino, like, please, just like let's talk about this. Just talk, like, come on.
Don't you want to know? And the acting. They released a clip earlier, like it was like on Tuesday, about this scene, and Andy Serkis is acting. He was like spitting in
Yeah.
Andor and Melchi's face. He was like, It doesn't matter what happened on level 2. Information takes so long to get around here. You guys have no idea what you're talking about. Get in line. Just shut up.
How many hands does it take?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, he was spitting in their face. He was getting so red. I was like, this is amazing acting from him. And
He's so good.
There's so many layers here, right? Because he's yelling at them to like get in line because he doesn't want them dead, first of all. And he doesn't want them like to ruin his plan,
His sentence.
His sentence. So it's two things. Like, he cares for these people. Obviously, he's not like, hey, you can die, whatever. But he just doesn't want anything to go wrong. He wants everything to go smoothly as possible. Whether that's keeping his people alive and that's keeping his sentence.
And we ultimately see him go from that mentality to nothing I do matters. They do not care. They will not recognize my dutifulness. It does not matter. I am a pawn.
Yeah, he finally understands at the end of the episode what Cassie was telling him earlier.
That they are the same. They are in the same position.
They are in the same position that nobody's listening. The Empire thinks we're vermin to them. They don't care. Which makes the whole parallel between that and like what happened in that subsequent like subjugation that with the interrogation and Big
Cassian's amazing line earlier of we're cheaper than droids and easier to replace.
It's like, this is what the Empire does. They come into an area, they subjugate them, whether they killed them or not, and then they just take over. And this is the same thing that happened in the prison. They came over, they took over this prison, or they created this prison, and these people are like a lower species to them, basically. They don't care about them. They don't care to listen. They don't think there's no chance of rebellion or any kind of like uprising at all. And Kino, Andy Serkis' character, finally realizes that. He realizes that his whole goal, his dream of just getting through these 240-something days, going along with the program, isn't going to get you anywhere because they do not care about you by the end. I was wondering, I asked this question in the group chat. Has the Empire always been doing this at this prison in Narkina 5? Have they always been recycling? Alden made a great point from Octo Radio. Made a great point that this was maybe happening after the Pord
I think so. Because I think they are, I guess, hurting on productivity levels or whatever, and they're just willing to go to more extreme measures because of the directive. Exactly.
It does two things here. I'm going to, of course, again, steal from what Auden told me. But it tracks, where it's like the Empire is getting messy. Because after the PORD, which was like they're cracking down on everybody, they're getting messy. And this is what Luthen wanted. They wanted them to make mistakes. They wanted them to do two things. They're going to crack down via Pord, and that's going to cause an uprising, oppression, build rebellion. But also, the Empire is going to get messy, make mistakes, as we see here, by just recycling these people.
You see rebellion fill those cracks.
And now, we see rebellion, boom, Kino, automatically, never more than 12. He finally answers Andor's question of how many guards are on duty during this specific time on the floor. And he says, never more than 12.
God, it's so satisfying.
It's so good.
I stood up, I was clapping. It's so great. It's so great to go on Twitter and see that same quote also be like everybody had the same reaction. It wasn't just like me, or it wasn't just anybody. It was just, we all had that reaction.
Yeah, arguably the coolest moment actually before that is when the med guy is talking and you see there's a close up of Andy Serkis and he slowly raises his eyebrow and eyes up to the doctor, and he's like trying to comprehend like what's going on.
Yeah, because he asked him. The guy is like they're euthanizing Olaf. Unfortunately, he had a stroke and he's not recovering. And he's like, well, he had it better than the rest. I put a quote here where he's like, he's had it better than the rest of us because another week.
At least
like
he's
this,
free now. He
said, at least you're free now. Another week like this, and you'll be begging to go out like this. And then he tells Kino, keep your men in line. And I was like, what is that supposed to mean? And Cassian is like, what do you mean by that? And then Kino leaves in, raises his eyebrow. He's like, what do you mean when you said keep my men in line? And he goes,
you heard what I said.
This is what happened on level 2, basically. And Kino's like, his whole life is shaken. Again, this is his whole mantra of, let me just go with the flow,
Let me
nothing bad will
exist in the
happen.
system. Let me
exist.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, let me exist in the system.
Let me be the status quo. You can't with the Empire. You
Be the
can't.
status quo.
Oh,
You got to change. You got to evolve, and that's what Kino's doing. That's what Cassian automatically was doing. Of course, as we saw earlier in the episode. But it's like, yeah, I mean, it's so satisfying. He now has him on his side, and it's only a matter of time before Prison Break. Schofield. I'm so hyped.
They're gonna discover the under tunnel in the back of the cut through. Oh no! What the?
How many Prison Break / what's the one Prison Break movie called? From Ohio, with Morgan Freeman.
Shawshank.
Shawshank. Yeah. How many Shawshank references are we gonna get in next week's episode? Please have somebody digging in the mud or something. Shit. That'd be amazing. I love Shawshank. Filmed in Ohio.
Get busy rebelling or get busy done.
Exactly. So yeah, it was just so riveting. The whole last scene is like, why are you telling me this? Like, I'm at the edge of my seat. Like, what happened on level 2? And now that reveal was just so, it made sense, but it was still super surprising.
Yeah.
That the Emperor is so ballsy enough just to recycle somebody in a different level. Because again, they don't think that people are talking. They don't think that the people are going to be talking to each other. They think everybody gets in program, does their work, walks away. They don't communicate. It's like, no, the Empire is underestimating these prisoners.
You're underestimating their hope.
Underestimating their hope. It's just a fiery spit of hope. Last Jedi rocks.
Oh yeah. Also Andy.
Don't miss.
Don't miss at all.
In the heat of fucking Force lightning, you don't miss.
He directed Venom 2, but we all have our days.
Hey.
What?
Was that his debut director?
No. He did the Jungle
Come on, Mowgli.
That's right. I'm sorry.
Nobody saw.
I saw it.
You did?
Yeah.
What
Come
was
on,
it?
guys. I liked
Was
it.
it better than Favreau?
Was it better than Favreau?
I like them. I don't know. I feel like Jungle Book. I don't know. Jungle Book's one of the better Disney live action remakes, but it's still like it's not just. It just loses some of the charm, I think.
I was never a big Jungle Book animation guy. I do like my bare necessities though.
Oh, peak.
Simple, very simple.
Simple bare necessities.
Exactly. When are we gonna do an animated commentary? It's been.
I was literally in my brain. I was thinking of like, man, we gotta just do those like Disney classics for.
Was Spider-Verse our only animated film commentary that we did?
We did the Prince of Egypt.
Prince of Egypt, yes.
And
one of our more popular ones too.
And then we did some episodes of Spider-Man 90s.
True. So Spider-Man and religion. That's our commentaries.
Spider-Man, religion, and Spider-Man. Yeah, you're right.
Is Spider-Man our religion?
Yeah.
Is Uncle Ben our god?
Is Uncle Ben the fucking Gabriel? I don't know. There's only one Gabriel. He's backwards throwing chairs.
Oh wow! Woo!
Woo! Can't believe motherfuckers stole malignant commentary from us.
Every day we wake up without malignant.
We can do it ourselves.
He stole Trick or Treat from us too, motherfucker. I made a thumbnail years ago.
Great movie.
Hell yeah! Oh, look at that DVD 480p.
I know. Josh is making fun of me for the DVD. I'm like, I'm sorry, I got it, or my coworker gave it to me in like 2014, before the Blu-ray came out.
Catch me in my VHS tapes.
Exactly. I still use my DVDs to watch Star Wars.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm just so used to it.
Don't want that McClunky shit.
Nah. But let's go reverse back a little quick about Andor. As Carson was saying, he's kind of taken over a semi-leadership role in the group. And I forget what table they are.
For the first time, being very overtly, he's not just surviving. He wants to fight back for obviously to escape, but also he's starting to speak like Nemec a little bit. You're getting the little hints of Nemec.
You think so?
Yeah, like they don't like when, especially during the scene where that nobody's listening. Like you can feel him agonizing.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, this is something that Nemec would have clearly said as well. It's like, they underestimate us. They don't think that we're gonna be talking. They think nobody's listening because they don't think that we're gonna have anything meaningful to say.
What are they gonna do? Fight back?
Exactly. But I do like how he's like taking the leadership role and he's helping them.
He's like going
struggling.
around. He's like friends with the other guy at the other table.
Yeah.
He's like looking up the railing. I guess there's something with the railing that it's not.
Well, if you touch metal while being electrocuted, that's not great, Bob.
Yeah, but they're saying if they're like on the railing or whatever.
The elevator.
Yeah, anything that moves isn't gonna fry you.
Which is so
it's not
interesting. I'm so curious to see how that's going to play out. They're all just
give me the video game.
What did they say? I wish I went back to watch this. What did they say their plan was going to be? It's like,
well, he wants to attack
stop
them
the
like
elevator halfway.
On like when someone's news coming down, like they're gonna basically jump onto that, stop it halfway because there's no shocks on it, and then if they can get one gun in the guard or if they can get one. I don't know what I mean, but that's still only that level, you know. How are they even going to get off this thing? Is there a ship that they don't know how they're going to even, because it's all ocean on the outside. They need to get a ship and fly off and
worldwide even.
So, I'm so curious how the prison break goes. Yeah. Obviously, they get out, but at what cost?
Well, who all makes that? I know. Well, we know Cassian and
is Kino gone, guys?
He might help in the finale battle.
I do. It would be very satisfying if he's the if he's the sacrifice and he's like go like like basically telling Cassian go level up. You like
God's a believer.
I'm a believer.
Like to show that somebody believes in Cassian, and then Cassian seeing that impact it has on him to like fight back.
All these burdens Cassian's gonna place on him. Nemec,
you coward, fight back.
Nemec, Clem in a way. Kino, but the finale, his mom probably.
His ghosts.
Give me a parallel editing. I want the scene where he's teenage Cassian is charging those troopers. I need that like cut to like something happening in the prison break scene.
Oh yeah, there's a
during like a fight, like
in the trailer, like they're like in that tunnel, that transition tunnel, and they're all running. I'm like, oh God, I can't wait for next week. It's gonna be so good.
Oh boy!
And then we still have a 2-part finale.
What I liked about Cassian is like he's so willing to help out his people. He's like, he's taking over for Lulov. He's so much camaraderie. He's starting to care about people that he's like close with here, which kind of has to do. He's been stuck there for like about a month now. It's just so interesting. He's such a caring guy, but he doesn't want to seem like it in a way.
And he's realizing that's gonna be an asset more than it's gonna hurt him. As much as he pushed people away and owed the money and been in debt and sort of drifted.
This is
now
a clear,
it's
a clear evolution from the Aldani heist, where he's like, "I'm here for the money. Come on." He didn't really care about anybody on that heist. But here, he's actually caring because he's forced to. Literally, he's forced to be.
Because it also doesn't matter where everybody's from because they're all in the same prison. With Aldani, it was different because there is different motives involved. Why is Cassian there last minute? We don't know if the general guy inside really is gonna help us. Like, there's all that stuff. So nobody could trust or care about anybody unless you're Valencinta. But it's
Great
cool
stuff.
to see that evolution just from 2 arcs ago, or 1 arc ago.
Yeah. It's so exciting. This show just continues to hit. Andor's arc is clear and illustrated perfectly. Vel, Mon, Cyril, Dedra, Bix got some great character moments. Great acting from this episode a lot. Bix and Dedra's interrogation scene was so well acted on both parts. Yeah. Cassian and Diego and Andy were just great.
So good.
Yeah. Cyril, that quiet, creepy,
just brooding. Like,
this show is just on another level, guys.
He's like, he has like, I've been in this fight since I'm 6 years old, but like the complete opposite.
Yeah,
Oh
gosh. Any more thoughts on Andor?
When does Ponda Baba and Dr. Ebazon show
up? I heard episode 11 for those two.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just waiting for them Easter egg cameos, baby.
He said Ponda Baba.
Luke Skywalker showing up?
Oh.
Leia?
Remember we theorized Leia could show up? I wouldn't put it past them.
We thought they casted, but because the reports that they casted both the young Luke and Leia, we were like, oh, Leia will be in this show while Luke's in the Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Wait, is Bale showing up in this show? He's gotta.
Season 2, probably.
Oh, that's also what I thought it meant when she said cousin. I was like, oh, is Bale here? Is Bale gonna be like the cousin? But
Right, like the fake.
Bale could be in finale. I could definitely see Bale in the finale.
Memphis Nest season 2. Memphis Nest season 2.
Please.
What's Han up to? What's the one Han ain't in the realm?
Where's Han?
Fuck.
No.
Are we watching the commentary again?
That TLJ commentary might be my favorite commentary we've done. Great stuff.
Naturally.
I mean, a great movie.
No one's ever really gone.
All right.
We should do like a
Wake up,
yearly
guys.
TLJ commentary.
Just yearly refresh.
I'm feeling the urge to watch TLJ right now.
Me too. A movie just never gets old. I mean, especially those Soda Parkers.
Yup.
No.
Those are the shuttle parkers. They just ran off into the casino.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Academy
King.
Award winner.
Who will he be in Glass Onion?
Yeah.
Who
what
was he in
cameo
Knives
will he
Out?
He was on the radio.
The
Right.
on the phone as one of the
yeah.
police.
Genius.
Great stuff. We could transition to the Damon Lindelof stuff.
See.
So, following months of speculation of Damon Lindelof being seen on the Disney lot, people are like, is Damon working on a Star Wars? Not confirmed, but reported from Deadline that he is writing a new Star Wars film. He will not be the only one. We'll get to that in a second. But this first story is basically about they found a director. Damon Lindelof is developing a new Star Wars film for Lucasfilm, but Shareem Obey-Chinoy has been set as director. Lindelof is co-writing the project. Insiders say the script is still being written, which means production is likely far out. Blah blah blah. But
it doesn't suggest that it could be the 2025 movie.
It does. It later on does suggest that. But the director, Obey-Chinoy, has not done a lot. She's done a lot of.
She did Miss Marvel.
She did Miss Marvel and some Pakistani. No, not Pakistani. I forget. She's done some documentaries. Saving Face, A Girl in the River, The Price of Forgiveness.
I'm here for it.
But then her big thing was, several episodes of Miss Marvel. I believe episodes 4 and 5. The go back in the past episodes were her. And which works. Once you're in,
There was a lot to juggle on those episodes.
I love those episodes personally.
Yeah.
Especially the romance one. I think that was episode 5. 5.
And the only thing we know of the story is doesn't it suggest where it might take place? In terms of timeline.
Not this initial article, but this one is the one that the first article is the one that says Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker was the last film to happen in theaters. This project is rumored to be set after the Rise of Skywalker. I think let me go to the other article, because this first article that was like October 23rd was basically just saying she's your director. There's another article that delivers more about what it could be about. There we go. Inside Damon Lindelof's new movie. There's a secret writer's room. Damon Lindelof is head of the writer's room.
I heard and said the writer's room is assembled post celebration this year.
Post celebration, which makes sense. This is a very recent development, and again, they don't want to share anything about movies unless they're absolutely certain it's going to happen.
Right.
It
sounds like it could be competing for Taika for who's going to be first out the gate.
Exactly. I don't have the other article, but it basically was saying how there's rumors that what's the guy in charge of Disney? What's his name again? Bob Chapek was Bob Chapek and Iger, when he was still on, were telling Kathleen Kennedy that slow down at the announcements, only reveal when it's absolutely necessary. We don't want to have a skating Patty scenario again. Basically, like slow down your, which kind of tracks. I mean, I don't know if that's actually true, but it kind of does track, given like there hasn't been any film announcements since
2020,
2021. Hey, when was Tyka's thing came 2020? Patty's thing was 2020, I think, as well.
Yeah.
There just hasn't been any news officially about a new Star Wars movie since like 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
It's just all been via Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, Collider, that kind of stuff. So nothing officially from
Yeah, we'll
Lucasfilm
see.
yet.
I mean, I think the earliest any movie comes out is 2025 at this point.
100%.
So it's going to be a 6-year gap in terms of the last movie we saw in theaters. But at this point, I'm glad that it seems like they're trying to figure out the next era of stuff and figuring out what the new story is going to be and being very calculated. And I think it's totally fine to have breaks in the Star Wars era. We've had so much just from since 2015 that I think it's totally fine to make it more special and space it out. Because if we get great TV in the middle of all of it, fine by me.
Exactly. I remember being so worried in 2019 when we heard like, oh, they're taking a break from Star Wars movies. I'm like, we have to wait from 2019 to 2023 for a new Star Wars
And
movie.
it's already 2020, almost 2022 is almost over.
Exactly, and I'm perfectly fine. The High Republic has single-handedly, the High Republic has like saved me.
Scratch the itch.
The comics are doing fantastic. Exactly. The comics, High Republic, Andor. I haven't loved every Disney Plus series, but having Mando just on, Kenobi, Boba Fett, Acolyte coming up soon. It's like Andor, especially like these shows are really again feeling that itch. But I found the article. So this is the article that says like this project is intended to be a standalone, but in success could lead to more movies.
Good. Focus on doing one thing right before you franchise. I mean, it's a franchise.
And it does. They say even Hollywood Reporter said this plan goes against what earlier Lucasfilm was saying. Like even earlier this year when we were criticizing them, because earlier this year it says here that Lucasfilm had a plan of trying to come up with new trilogies where they wanted to get a director, have them stick around for a long time. Remember, we criticized this saying it's like
Kathy was saying, "Oh, it's like a 8-year commitment or whatever."
We're like, why? You don't need your directors to have 8-year commitments. It's like it's ludicrous. Like, just get a good director, make a good movie, and if they want to stick around, they stick around. If it's a one-off, it's a one-off. If it's trying to be a trilogy, let it be a trilogy or whatever. But for this movie, right now, they're saying it has a beginning, it has a middle. It has an end. It's a standalone. If it's successful, they could do sequels.
Yeah.
Which is always works for me. Kind of like Solo had a good beginning, middle, and end, but now I want more. But anyways, and the sources say that the story could take place after Rise of Skywalker, though it would not be a continuation of the Skywalker saga, obviously. Right. It could, however, feature some characters from the Star Wars trilogy. Doubt it. I love Rey. I love Finn. I love Poe. Do I want them in this 2025 movie? Not at all. I don't want them in the movie.
I don't think they will be.
Do you, Nathan?
I always want them. It doesn't matter where. It doesn't matter when. Anything but the goddamn Lego specials give me more. I want them. I miss them.
I miss them too, but...
but yeah, I know. It really depends on the context of what the story is. If it's force based, then I wouldn't mind an appearance from Rey. If it's just war based, I wouldn't mind a little hey,
that's a
Captain
great
Dameron.
Point. I think this has to be force related.
Yeah,
I think so. I mean, I was semi excited for Patty's movie. I'm not a huge fighter pilot in space, Rebel Squadrons kind of guy. But after seeing Top Gun, I'm like, oh, that movie, a Rebel Squadron movie could be good, a la Top Gun Maverick. That was the only thing giving me hope for that kind of movie. I'm really, for me, Star Wars, I'm very closely to the Force related stuff. Or Andor has no Force related stuff whatsoever, and it's perfect. So now that I'm saying that, I could be whatever you got.
It's a movie though, so let's.
You're right. It is a movie though. Exactly, that's a good point. I don't want another Rogue One. Basically, I don't like Rogue One of mine, but
maybe Andor will make you like Rogue One.
Maybe, but I'm hoping this is Force related, especially if it's after Rise of Skywalker. What villain? That's always a big question. What's going to be your antagonist after Sidious is gone? Is there another dark side Force thing going on?
If my comic ever comes out.
Star Wars Visions notoriously gave us the beauty of the Ninth Jedi, which is just a perfect post-Tross story, where Jedi are again a myth. They're fighting over kyber crystals. The Sith have returned in a way. It's so good.
Yeah.
I love the Ninth Jedi. Perfect plot.
Vision's commentary gotta happen.
Oh yeah, we gotta do Vision's commentary. Subs, by the way, subtitles,
all day.
not dubbed.
It's all the same runtime for me, baby.
Yeah, the rest of the article just talks about Star Wars after 2019, how it's been very Disney Plus focused. Also, Patty Jenkins' Star Wars Rogue Squadron movie is now off the calendar on the back burner. Kevin Feige is still producing his movie, written by Michael Waldron from Loki. While Thor: Love and Thunder, Taika Waititi is developing his own movie with Christy Wilson Cairns writing as well. Those three things, we don't know. Taika seems to be the most likely to happen. Patty's movie's gone, basically. Kevin Feige's producing movie with Michael Waldron writing is somewhere in the ether. Rian Johnson is always having Cox as well.
He's liking tweets about coming back.
Exactly. I always say, if after Knives Out 3, sky's the limit for Ryan.
Yeah.
I think Knives Out 3 probably comes out, 2025, maybe?
Mm-hmm. I think Kevin is just taking... I think
Kevin's come on 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Kevin's movie is just taking a while because he has to bounce the whole MCU adjacent.
And isn't Michael Waldron, who's supposed to be writing this movie, is he the one writing?
I think he's doing King Dynasty.
Is he the one doing King Dynasty? That's
he's writing a whole ass Avengers.
Or Secret Wars.
Or Secret Wars, one of them.
Yeah. Might be Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Because I saw backlash on Twitter and I was like, you idiots. This is great news. Anyhow.
He's doing Secret Wars.
It's going to be good to see a movie again in theaters from the Star Wars universe. Whatever it ends up be in scope, in size, in characters.
Will we ever see a crawl again?
I think so.
Will it exclusively be for an episode?
I think so.
When's episode 10 course?
Not for a long time, I think.
Okay. When our children's children.
Don't give me episode 10 unless you bring back Kylo, honestly.
How do we do it?
Roll between worlds?
Just
or just Force I wouldn't be upset.
Would you be content with a Force Ghost?
Not at all.
You need him.
I'm not a huge Force Ghost fan. They're good in certain places.
I need something. I just need
something Ben related. Yeah, something in the way.
Give me my animated show, damn it!
Please. Post-Frost animated story with Ben. Woo!
I meant the pre-Tross, but
or pre-Tross too.
I think my original pitch wasn't it like the younger years, but then also running congruent with the trilogy to Clone Wars season 7. It
exactly.
I'm down.
Also, some of the writers on this Damon Lindelof stuff is going to be Justin Britt Gibson, who is an up-and-coming writer who wrote episodes of The Strain. Del Toro wrote episodes of The Counterpart on Stars. And people who worked on The Leftovers, Station 11, a producer from Kenobi, a writer on Willow is here as well. So there's a number of writers. Dave Filoni was rumored to be there as well, but Filoni's probably always in Lucasfilm, just walking around.
Yeah.
So yeah, people got excited. Goes, oh, Dave Filoni. I'm like, I don't think we'll have.
He popped in and like, hey guys.
Exactly. He's probably there to be like, oh, that makes sense. It's a cool pitch. Yeah, I like it. But we know
Dave Filoni walked down the hallway while the door was open and is now an executive producer.
I think Dave Filoni is always going to be there in these kinds of rooms, but I think he's mostly focused on the Mando stuff that he's creating with John.
Yeah.
Your Skeleton Crews.
They had an interview like a week ago from.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was a backstage D23 thing that they only released now. Basically, they were just chatting about primarily how Favreau was on the set of No Way Home talking with John Watts about hearing his pitch for Star Wars and then calling up Dave about it, being like, this might be a thing. And Dave was like, okay. Well.
Do you think we can put Mando in this show? Yes. Okay, cool. Finale, right? Okay.
Yeah,
Cool. Got
it is kind of cheesy. Like they're like, oh, got this director here, John Watt. It's just, it's
3
funny.
movies
It's
in,
funny.
you know.
The
They're
guy
good
from
besides.
Cop Car, we could really get him in here.
But
And
you know,
3 Spider-Man.
I'll watch. I'm very curious what the show turns out to be, and it just came to fruition so fast that I'm very curious to see the quality of it compared to Andor.
I don't want to compare everything to Andor now. Andor.
Well,
I have a hilarious headcanon right now that on the set of No Way Home, Favreau went behind Feige's back while Watts was attached to Fantastic Four and was like, "Hey, listen, though, why don't you come over to this sandbox?"
yeah, but who knows? Who knows?
I'm just joshing.
Yeah.
No relation.
No relation at all. That's about it. I want to real quick talk about Path of Deceit, the first Star Wars High Republic Phase
Path
2
of
book.
Mid-Seat.
I needed to die.
Nathan,
I'm of Nikki's philosophy. It needs to die.
It's so fun though.
No, it's too easy. It's garbage.
I love it.
What is the fucking AI tweet?
The garbage will do, though, Nathan. The garbage will do.
Garbage will do.
Anyways, Path of Deceit, written by Justina Ireland and Tessa Gratton. They co-wrote this book together. First book of Phase 2. It is the YA book, but it
takes place in the past.
Important. Yes, 150 years prior to the Great Disaster from Night of the Jedi that Nathan has not gotten to yet. But
how many hours to Impact was it?
Not that long, Nathan. Probably 3 hours. Anyways, 150 years before, and this book is phenomenal. I classified it as a romance drama. There's not a lot of action. There's not a lot of action in this novel, but the character work is phenomenal. We meet 2 Jedi. Kevmo is basically your lead-in Jedi here. His master, I'm forgetting his master's name. Crap, I think it started with a T. But Kevmo comes in here with his master. We know from Phase 1 that the planet of Dalna is very integral to the path.
Marchion Ro, right?
Marchion Ro's history, the Nameless, and with the Nio in general. And we really see those early seeds in this book, a la the Path of the Open Hand. And we meet another main character, Marva Ro, here, and her cousin Yana Ro. They are 2 main characters of this book. We see their perspective a lot. We see who they are as people, and we specifically see Marva's relationship with Kevmo, because Kevmo is a Jedi. He believes, the Force should be wielded by the Jedi, the Force, the light side, blah 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 blah. But Marva, part of the open path of the open hand, believes the Force should not be trifled with. The Force is free. There shouldn't be people meddling with the Force. She does not like it when people use the Force. The Force is meant to be used or not to be used at all. It's meant to be free. And people should accept their lives with open hands. They do this thing where they put their arms out with open hands. And it's just very interesting. They go back and forth about their different religions and belief systems a lot in this book while growing to come to love each other. And it's very romantic and beautiful. But also in charge of this is this character called the Mother, who we also meet in this book. I'm not going to say anything about her, but she's basically just the person in charge of the path. And she's a very mysterious character that you get to know throughout the book. But yeah, I think the character work is great here. The romance is beautiful here. And this is a book that just builds. And it's very surprising. And by the end of it, you'll be like, oh, wow, the character relationships really start to become very effective, and certain surprising events happen that tie into what happened in Phase 1 in a way that's very surprising, interesting, mouth-dropping. The end of this book is still just in my mind. I can't forget it. So this book, Path of the Deceit, is incredible. And I picked up the Quest for the Hidden City, written by George Mann from Star Wars fame as well.
That's the kids' book that just came out.
That's the kids' book as well. That'll give us more information on Pathfinders and what Jedi do on the frontier. What, Nathan?
I said 'tis a hidden city. It's a Jar Jar book.
Oh.
I can't. I cannot. I'm staring at Path of the Deceit. I should start it immediately.
Start it right now.
No.
Open the page right now live.
He
You
wants
have
me to
to
finish
read-
Midnight Horizon.
Thank you. There we go.
Grab Midnight Horizon, read an excerpt
Mhm.
for our viewers.
Mhm.
Hook me, Carson. Hook me.
Exactly. Become the audio.
I couldn't even hook you on Midnight Horizon because it's all dependent if you read the other books.
Open Light
would
of
not-
the Jedi.
Light of Jedi is just a banger. Too
So good.
Man.
Carson's gonna be like, why the fuck is all my Time Blazer dialogue just the fucking pages?
4 hours to impact. What?
Wait a minute. I've seen this before.
Future upcoming stuff for High Republic, by the way. Later this month, Convergence comes out November 22nd. Art of the High Republic comes out this month. I might get that for Christmas, though.
Yeah, it's a good Christmas gift, isn't it?
Starlight Stories, which are the Star Wars Starlight Beacon stories from the Star Wars Insider, has been collected into a novel that is coming out this month or December as well. Daniel Jose Older is back with Star Wars Adventures line, now by Dark Horse, not by
Marvel.
what was it? It wasn't Marvel last year. It was
Image.
Blah 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 blah.
IDB. No,
IB something.
IDW.
IDW.
Yeah, not by IDW now. They're going to be by Dark Horse, and again, this is going to be 150 years prior as well, where we get that pirate Jedi character. I forget the character's name now. Svi, I think is her name. We met her.
Jedi.
Yeah, there's like a Jedi from Takodana who's has like a pirate background and stuff. It's very interesting.
This is Hondo Ohnaka.
And we meet characters like Dex in this comic as well.
Dexter Jetster.
Exactly.
Yep.
And then of course, Kevin Scott's Marvel High Republic run continues this month as well. So a lot of High Republic stuff is happening. Andor's coming to a close. November's got a lot of Star Wars happening, and we'll be here to talk about it all, baby.
But we won't be gone for long, hopefully. Bad Batch will be back soon, right?
January 4th?
Bingo. First week in January.
First week of January. That's a Wednesday.
My dudes.
And we will be. We should do commentary again. I really want to do a commentary of that finale. At least like 4 episodes of that show.
Yeah, even if it's the last arc, that'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
You cowards will watch the whole thing.
24 episodes.
That's not 24 episodes, was it?
18, 16? How many?
16, 18. What are they, half hour?
16 going on 17?
We can sit down for an afternoon / evening.
Let me look it up right now. That's about it. Anything else, Nathan, you want to talk about in the galaxy far, far away?
Well,
No?
Evan, where can they find? No. Well, I don't know. I don't think so. I think every base is good. There's a rumor of an Acolyte casting today.
Oh,
Oh,
Daphne
wow.
Keane. Daphne Keane! She's back!
He's back!
Coming off of... She's really just been in Dark Materials, right? Or whatever that show on HBO. The 3rd season comes out, I think, this
I
December.
should really watch that show because
I want to watch it too.
I liked the movie when I was a kid. The what was it called?
The Golden Compass.
The Golden Compass.
Wasn't McAvoy in this one?
Yeah, McAvoy.
Yes, he is.
And the guy, what's his name? The rapper, singer, songwriter.
Not more specific.
You know, from Hamilton guy, the Hamilton guy.
David?
David Diggs?
No, the creator
No, he's on
of Hamilton.
Snowpiercer.
Um,
Lin-Manuel
yes,
Miranda?
Yes, he's in it. You're right.
he's in it as well. He's a main character.
We were thinking of Snowpiercer. Those
How do you get David Diggs before Lin-Manuel?
Well, because he's a rapper.
Oh, good point.
Yeah, he makes music. I listen to his music. So I was like, oh, I don't listen to Lin-Manuel Miranda's music, really.
You don't listen to Moana?
You know, listen to...
Snave!
Oh, wait, hold on, motherfucker. I just remembered. Have you still not seen Tick Tick Boom?
No, I haven't seen TikTok.
Oh my gosh!
All right, new birthday commentary.
I haven't.
It's 3090.
Can't be that good.
This might actually be my birthday pool now.
It should be. That movie is
All right,
5 out
there
of
we
5. Best movie of 2021.
Everybody update your Netflix plans one more time.
Yeah, get 4K.
God, that movie hits. It's so
The
good.
basic $9.99 is still also $7.20 without
That's
ads.
ridiculous.
720.
720p is a crime in 2022.
And they're missing shows apparently for that tier. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, people shouldn't get 999 anyway. It's a ripoff.
You gotta pay more. You gotta pay like $12.74 or something. Just to get 1080.
I paid $19.99. I got the family package.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep coasting. Thanks, Grandpa.
Netflix is gonna find our stream.
Oh boy. Well, yeah, Daphne Keane. Anyways, anything more to add?
Yeah.
We talked about the Dark Materials.
We did. Yeah, anyways, yeah, Daphne Keane's a phenomenal actress. This cast has just been
Stacked.
wow.
Stacked.
Amanda Lestelberg, Daphne Keane,
Squid Game.
Lee Jung Jae.
Mm-hmm.
Rumored to be like a Sith character, maybe. Manny Pacquiao, I think, is also in this.
Yep.
There's so many great actors and actresses. From Queen and Slim.
Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster.
No, what's her name? Jodie. No. Jodie Turner.
Yes.
Jodie Turner Smith.
Jodie Turner
That's her
Smith.
name.
Yeah, she's also Foster.
I got the first name right. All right.
Good job.
What was the last thing she was in? Fucking
After Game.
After Game?
Yeah, she's also in The Witcher Blood Origin. That comes out December.
Jodie Turner Smith, right?
Yeah, and I guess she's in White Noise as well. I didn't know that.
Oh.
I was still talking about Jodie Foster.
I think Nathan was talking about Jodie Foster. That's why.
Oh, I don't care.
Yeah.
Jodie Foster. I don't know what she was last in. Jeez.
Jodie Foster. Okay,
I think I said Elysium.
No, she was in that one bad hotel movie, wasn't she? What's that called? Remember, there's this one hotel movie where like there's assassins in this hotel. It was really boring.
Bad Times at the El Royale.
No, I mean that's a way better movie.
I don't know about another.
Anyway,
Not the Continental, but the Continental.
The Mauritanian was the last thing she was in.
Where are we
maybe
doing?
Hotel Artemis. There we go. Found it.
Yeah, that was 2018.
Was that the one with Sophia Patel?
Yes. Movie was bad.
Justice for Sophia, goddammit. Can we get her agent fired, please? She's in the same camp as Amy Adams right now. What's going on?
Wow, I wouldn't put it that far. I don't know.
You saying Amy Adams is in a worse spot?
Yes.
Well, come on. You're the one that was like, oh, I'm going to watch Disenchanted. It's going to be so good.
Anybody see Woman in the Window? I haven't seen it.
I did.
I didn't watch
And
It was my worst movie of 2021.
worse.
Worse.
No way.
Worst movie with Amy's performance?
I do not believe it.
Let me look at my list here.
I'm going to have to watch it just to confirm.
I had a pretty good, okay time with Dear Evan Hansen.
No.
I
2021.
forgot
Worst
you.
movie is Woman in the
There it
Window. Yeah.
No way. It could not be worse than I'm going to tell you a movie right now.
Right next to The Marksman.
Velvet Buzzsaw. I don't know. What year was
And
that?
Red
That
Notice.
movie blowed. I was so disappointed too because I love.
Joan Hall.
Yeah, well, it was from the guy from Nightcrawler.
Gilroy.
The guy that made Nightcrawler.
Dan Gilroy.
Yeah, what's that Gilroy? Yeah, and then he's just making bangers now with writing Andor. And I'm like, come on. What are you doing?
Be better. Well,
That's about it.
Yeah, I'm looking up
okay.
2021
Well,
ranked.
Go to me.
Carson, where can they rank you?
You guys can rank me on Letterboxd at the Film Carson, and also follow me there on Twitter. While we still exist on this site, Twitter is laying off 50% of their workforce tomorrow, so we'll see if the website shuts down. But go team. I don't know.
Go my favorite sports team.
Yeah, but we'll be back next week. Are we commenting? What are we commentating?
Are we?
Are we?
We quit?
I don't.
We could take a break for once, guys. What
Oh, well, we did take a break this week.
Did we
Did
have
we?
something in the barrel geared up?
On my list, I have November 8th. Willow.
Oh, yeah, we were going to... Fuck, what was
Oh.
it? November 8th, what?
Willow, and then the 15th, Knives Out.
Okay, yeah.
And then next week is Thanksgiving week.
Okay, well, next week is the week of November 8th or whatever. So
You can watch Willow.
And then following my birthday for
Exactly.
a surprise commentary. What's it gonna be? I don't know. Because on the one hand, I really want to get Carson to finally watch Tick Tick Boom, but on the other hand, Paranormal Activity 2.
Yes, I want to do Paranormal Activity too.
Let's go.
I'm down.
My
Worst movie of 2021 is The Little Things. That movie was so
Wow!
bad.
Come on! Come
So
on!
bad.
Come on!
Jared
Slow
Leto
things,
was
Jimmy. Slow things
disgusting
that tear you
horrible in that
apart.
movie. Rami Malek creeped me the hell out.
God damn it! Let the man live.
Let the man cook.
Just let him cook. Evan, where can you cook?
You can find me cooking pizza at home.
Hey.
Follow my Twitter at HarrisEV9, talking all things High Republic, Star Wars in general, anime, reality TV. Playing God of War recently. I'm loving that. Can't wait for Ragnarok next week. Ragnarok next week. Yeah, pretty much it.
Nice.
Oh, I will be on Where Heartbreak Feels Good tomorrow talking.
Who?
Who are you?
It's called plugging, Nathan.
Plug this.
Oh, jeez.
Plug the show. We got 3 podcasts, motherfucker.
Yes.
We gotta balance our shit.
Wow.
They don't have time for a 4th.
Wow.
I'm kidding. Yeah.
Did you say you were starting a horror podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened to cinema? Come on.
Are you guys free?
No.
I'm stretching you thin for 3 different things.
I'm not strikingly saying.
It's Thanksgiving month. I'm moving. God. Wow. Anyway.
Black Panther. Oh, Black Panther's next week. We gotta review that.
Next week. We do have to.
Right?
Oh, this time next week we'll be seeing Black Panther.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we can delay this podcast to like Saturday or Friday.
Delay my cup. Yeah.
Or no, Hyperspace Hype.
They call him.
Oh. Kukul Khan.
Who?
The feather serpent.
God!
The feather serpent god. I always feel weird doing acts. I probably shouldn't.
Oh my god.
Please follow
Cancel Nathan.
No, as I'm trying to plug the show.
Cuckoo canceled.
He didn't say cuckoo, you fuck.
He did.
He said Kukul.
No, Cole? Cole?
Yeah, go back. Pull it up, baby.
I'm pulling up the subtitles. You're just straight up
I
wrong.
dare you.
You're wrong.
Screen share right now on the Star Wars podcast.
Oh, are we doing this?
No.
Are we doing this, truly?
Just go off air.
All right. Well, anyway, please follow Time Blazer. We're doing recordings tomorrow. Hopefully, Devin, if you're still down, live.
Maybe. I might be down.
Not live, but you know. All right. Well, that being said, if you guys enjoyed this podcast, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe already, ring the bell. Jesus Christ, what the fuck have we done? Yeah, and may the force be with you always. Did he say it? Oh, he did. All right. Well. What did he say?
I don't know. I can't.
Play it.
They call him
His people do not call him General.
General.
Good. Copyright.
Kukul Khan. The feather serpent. The feather serpent. Kukul Khan.
Cool.
Or king.
Yeah.
Cool. Not
Yeah.
Cole. It's
I
not
didn't say
Cole.
I didn't
You
say
said
that.
Cole.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you
Good
did.
night, everybody.